I improvise is often described as melodic improvisation, and a lot of people that play jazz in a more kind of mainstream side of jazz are often described as melodic improvisers. And, well, what does that mean? Well, I can remember when I was a little kid, my dad playing me records of Django Reinhardt and him saying to me, after Django had played the melodies, and all these other things would start going on, and he says, he's improvising there. So I said, what's that? And he said, well, and my dad, who was a kind of, he spoke very, very simply and plainly. He said to me, well, he said, imagine this. Imagine that you've played the melody over the chords, and then you make your own melody up on the top. So you think of another melody that will also fit the chords. Now, this is nothing new. We go back to our old friend Johann Sebastian Bach, who I've mentioned many times here. So they had, in the old days, they had variations on a theme. Something that's often forgotten about is that the classical composers of Europe, hundreds of years ago, were improvisers. Because basically composition is improvising. So when you're making up a melody, you're making up a piece of music, the only difference is with improvisation is it's instant. It's on the moment. You haven't got time to think about it. What shall I play on this? I know it's something that happens instantly, and hopefully, with all the knowledge you have in your background, you backs up any inspiration that you have during that time. So that's how I started to improvise. I used to take a melody, like the melody I just played, now I can do a variation on that. That's kind of keeping the melody a little, but I'm just moving away from it a little bit. So I can do another one. I'm just making up another one now. I'll just start off using the same first few notes of the melody just to establish it. And here's another one. So I'm taking the melody, but also because I know the chord structure, I'm able to play around that as well. So I'm playing variations on that theme, and each time I can move further and further away from it. So here's the melody again, just to remind you. Now here's an improvisation on it. Every so often I was going away from the melody slightly, but bringing the melody back in.